Damn.
Shout out to Magic Johnson, a real black billionaire who wasn't all freaked off, who actually made business, bank exchange, created dollars in real black neighborhoods so real black families could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
But I never seen him do Miss Lopez like that. And when J-Lo was around, I used to always just call her Miss Lopez. He would do the flirtation and like have a lot of girls around and then try to play her like that, but you know, she would check that.
Jaguar Wright has built a reputation as one of the most fearless voices when it comes to exposing Hollywood's secrets. She doesn't hold back, and over the years she has made claims that have rattled the music industry. Recently, she dropped another bombshell, this time aimed at Sean Diddy, Combinis, and his infamous parties. According to Jaguar, these gatherings were never just friendly social events. They were carefully orchestrated experiences filled with drugs, cameras, manipulation, and powerful figures pulling strings behind the scenes. But what makes her revelations even more shocking is the claim that some celebrities walked away from these parties not just with bruised reputations, but with damaged health. She says that many female stars were compromised, caught up in a dangerous environment that exposed them to lasting consequences. According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy's parties were not random nights of fun. They were organized with precision. From the lighting to the music to the linens on the furniture, everything was chosen to create an atmosphere where boundaries could be pushed. Guests were reportedly supplied with drugs and alcohol in endless supply. Wright even claimed that 4 fluids were provided afterward, almost like the aftermath of a battlefield, to help guests recover from nights that were too much for the body to handle.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed.
But she says this wasn't just about excess. It was about control. Celebrities who entered those spaces were allegedly caught in a trap. Once they participated, even if under pressure, their actions were recorded. This meant Diddy, according to Wright, had leverage over them. In her words, these parties were not celebrations. They were operations designed to expose weakness and keep people under his influence. If that is true, it paints a picture of Hollywood's elite being less in charge of their lives than the public believes. Instead of being the powerful stars we see on stage, They may have been pawns in a larger game, manipulated through fear, reputation, and secrets they could not allow to get out. When Jaguar Wright talks, she doesn't speak in vague terms. She names names, and those names are some of the biggest in the industry. She mentions Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Cassie, Young Miami, Kim Porter, Jennifer Lopez, and Mary J. Blige as women who are connected to these gatherings. Each of these stars has their own legacy, their own image, and their own following, which makes the allegations even more explosive.
I advocate for Jennifer Huff. Part of the reason why I advocate for Jennifer Huff is because it disgusts me what has happened to her life. See, when she was 16 years old, she was unfortunate enough to be raped at knife point and cut by Kenneth Petty, who was also 16. She was threatened, she was bullied. In the end, he said, fuck out, and he copped. He copped a plea, attempted, but it landed him on the registry list. By the way, he is a level 3 offender. For those of you who don't understand how it works, this is how it goes.
Teaching with Jaguar.
First tier, level 1, you want for 10 years. Level 2, they gave you 20 years on the registry. Level 3, you're on it for life. For life. For life. That's her husband. A whole 8 monster, sadist, deviant, who likes to whittle on his women, them. That's her husband.
Right.
Jennifer was his victim in the 90s. She moved on with her life, had children, everything was fine until this marries Nicki. Now he married Nicki. He Mr. Minaj, right? So he moves from New York to Los Angeles and decides he doesn't have to register anymore. Well, he ends up getting busted for it. He gets booked. The fans catch on, the blogs catch on, and then the next thing you know, they find out he's got a conviction. Then they start researching who's the victim. And now Jennifer Huff's name is drug into the all over again. The Pettys decide to engage her, offer to pay her to recant her story so he can get off the registry. Imagine the balls. Listen to me, I know you got cut, baby, but this is what I need you to do for me.
Forget
you know, long ago, look, I'm about to get you this cash. I'll give you yay stacks, yay racks. All you gotta do is just go back to New York State and tell them that you lied and recant your story and everything, and I'm gonna hook you up on the back end. You gonna be great. Audacity. This woman made it through this, moved on with her life, and then the next thing she know, her name is all over the blogs. She didn't even know. Somebody approached her daughter. Then her family started getting threatened again by their quote unquote alleged gang ties and friends. She was literally minding her and got sideswiped by fame. How unlucky for her
Very.
that her assailant married someone famous and now drug her all back into.
On the male side, she points to figures like Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, Usher, and Stevie J. These are not small names. They are titans of music, people with careers that span decades and influence that goes global. To say they were present at parties with such dangerous reputations is enough to ignite endless gossip across blogs, YouTube, and social media. What makes this even more complex is that being present does not mean they participated in anything wrong. But in the public's eye, once a celebrity is linked to these kinds of environments, the lines blur. People begin to wonder, did they take part? Did they know what was happening? Did they look the other way? That doubt is enough to stain reputations permanently. Jaguar Wright's boldest statement is that some people left these parties compromised. She says viruses were being spread in the shadows of Hollywood, and some celebrities may not have even known they had been exposed. Her claim is that certain male stars are undetectable carriers of serious diseases and are spreading them throughout the industry.
What did you know that was going on in the world of Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, that the world didn't know? What did you know back then, 3-4 years ago?
That Cassie was gonna come forward.
So how'd you know? What'd you know about what Cat? Because
I
to
wish
hear
I could
the
explain.
yeah,
But if I explain how I knew Cassie was gonna come forward, that could hurt some people. Which is why the last time I sat on this blue couch, I said what I said. Congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
You did say that. It was a bar.
you said this.
Did you see something being around Cassie? Did you see anything being around?
I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Ryan Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like now
I'm gonna put it to you this way: there are mutual acquaintances between her and I, and that's as far as I can go.
Okay. When you,
I don't talk to her, but I speak to her.
Did you get a chance to see her indictment? What she claimed happened?
Oh no, I reviewed
Okay.
all the files, and everything that she said is everything that I said with Storm Monroe 3.5 years ago. Exactly what I said it was.
Were you surprised about anything that came in?
No,
Wow. So
nobody else should have been either. Young Jock. You Diddy doo-wop bop. You.
Yeah.
Because you told the truth, Jock, and then after Diddy called you, you went back and tried to clean it up. But your all about is off the Stevie J's. You Diddy doo-wop bop.
Do you feel like that's the reason why this beef, but that Stevie J stands where he stands between the beef with 50 Cent and Diddy?
I don't know where Stevie J stands. I only know Stevie J sitting on a drum set or fuck. I don't know where he stand.
Man.
I know what he stand up in. And I know what done stood up in him. Take that.
So wait, so when you heard
Bitch, I can't stand these. Like for real, like I'm just tired. Let's keep it a bean. All these niggas. You not even gay men because you won't claim it. No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard jostling.
She goes further, saying this is a hidden crisis in Hollywood, a truth that insiders whisper about but never say in public. She connects this idea to rumors about young Miami, claiming that she may have contracted a virus from Diddy and passed it along unknowingly. JT of the City Girls allegedly fueled this gossip, adding more fuel to the fire online. Even though these details have not been proven, they resonate because they tap into real fears. The mix of drugs, unprotected intimacy, and reckless behavior described at these parties makes it easy to believe that health risks could be a natural consequence. The tragedy, if true, is that people may have sacrificed their safety without realizing the cost, all in the pursuit of staying relevant or connected in an industry built on power. One of the most surprising names Wright brings up is Mary J. Blige. She recounts a disturbing story involving Mary, Danny Boy, and Courtney Burgess. The story paints Mary in a very negative light. suggesting inappropriate behavior with someone who is not of age. For many fans, this claim is hard to process because Mary J. Blige is seen as an icon, a survivor, and a voice of resilience.
So guys, we're going to talk about Mary J. Blige. You know, she had came out of her interview yesterday and said that when she used to attend the freak parties, she said that it was her rite of passage. See, when they leaked Mary J. Blige's video and she was getting that thing put on her, she said that it was a rite of passage. See, but at least she admits to it. She said, you know, I was young and wild back in my younger days. But see, a lot of y'all youngsters, y'all not old enough to remember that. See, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. When she used to mess with KC from Jodeci, I remember she was so high one time at the concert, she was like, hello, Los Angeles, but she was in Las Vegas. But this is during the time, man, when Diddy groomed her. You know, Diddy actually wrote her first album, whether you know that or not, but she was definitely one of the participants for that party, and she definitely may come up on that witness list. So do your research, man, and keep messing with your boy Coach One Stack. Mary J. Blige loved to get the freak down at the freak parties.
But Jaguar's words challenge that image. She suggests that even the most celebrated names are not free from controversy when connected to Diddy's world. This allegation has reopened old conversations about accountability in the music industry. Who is protected and why? How much gets covered up because someone is too beloved or too powerful to be confronted? Even though this specific story has not been confirmed, its very mention pulls Mary into a web of rumors that she may never fully escape. In Hollywood, even whispers can shape a person's image regardless of truth. Jaguar Wright's comments are not happening in a vacuum. Over the past year, Sean Combs has faced a series of lawsuits that echo the kind of environment Wright describes. Cassie's lawsuit was one of the most detailed, claiming years of abuse and control, including being forced into encounters with male escorts under Diddy's direction. Another woman, April Lampro, alleged she too was manipulated in during and after parties tied to him. These lawsuits mention threats, coercion, and manipulation, all themes that line up with Wright's portrayal of the parties. On top of that, federal indictments have accused Diddy of using force, intimidation, and even arson and bribery to protect his empire. When you combine these legal records with Wright's stories, it is easier to see why her words gain traction even without hard proof. This entire criminal process started when our client Cassie Ventura had the courage to file her civil complaint in November 2023. And Kira, we should say that's true.